So I'm going to be teaching how to do a curl with a curling iron, a 1 1/4 inch curling iron. This is Babyliss, it's my favorite. How to get collapsed, more wavy curls. So this is a style that I wear quite frequently because I can get it to last for a long time with very minimal touch-ups that's needed in between. So I always start off day one with tighter curls and then I let them relax over the week. And a lot of times I can get 5-6 days out of these curls. And by day 6, they're just a very soft wave, which is just so beautiful as it First thing is products. Why do you use products when you're curling your hair? Well, there's a couple of reasons why. 1, you need a heat protectant. 2, you need a moisturizer. And 3, you need a something that's gonna hold your style. So I've got a couple of my favorites that I'm gonna use today. I did my blow dry yesterday, so it does have product in there. I have anti-gravity, which is a volumizing product from mid-shaft all the way through my ends because I knew I was gonna be curling my hair today. So that it will hold that curl a lot better. So anti-gravity is what I used for volume and hold. Today I'm gonna use Super Shine, which I also used for my blowout. And this is just one of my favorite products. You can use it on dry hair, on wet hair, and it just has such a beautiful sheen to it. So I'm using about a pearl size, rubbing that in, and then pulling it through mid-shaft to ends on each side. I typically always work with 2 sections, so I split my hair down the middle, and that helps me easily be able to apply my products as well as curl my hair. The next one I'm going to use is U Oil. I use U Oil by Unite for a lot of reasons, but one is it's a heat protectant, and it just puts a little barrier there so that my hair is completely protected. Because I do curl my hair at 450 degrees because that is what really holds that curl. If you go with a lesser heat setting, you're not going to get the curls that I'm doing today. So rule of thumb is when you curl in the barrel, you want to hold the hair to feel the heat, and when you feel the heat coming through your hair, it's time to take it out. So I'll show you what that looks like. And then I have 2 finishing products that I'm going to be using. I'm going to use Air Style by Orbe. This is one of my favorites as well. It's a pomade. It's actually our product of the month in March, and it's just such a really good finishing product for curls because it makes them look just gorgeous. And then one of my favorites is Shimmer Shine by Kevin Murphy. Look at that shine in that bottle. It is so beautiful and it shows up on the hair. So let's get started. Okay, so I always start my curls on the same side and I always finish on this side. So I'm gonna be starting from the back. I do have extensions in my hair, but my hair is as long as the extensions. My hair does not hold curl as well as extension hair, so it does help, the extensions do help my hair stay curled a lot longer, as well as the products that I use. So I'm gonna put this in mid-shaft and I'm gonna roll up. And I'm gonna let that sit there for a minute, feeling it. When it gets to the point where it's too hot for me to touch, I'm gonna roll down and then roll back up. Not all the way to where it was, so this portion is still hot. And now I'm going to drop out the top part from the barrel as I'm working my way down. Drop that out and drop this out. And what that's doing is it's collapsing my curl all the way down. And then I take my next section. And I like to take vertical sections because it helps all the curls just kind of marry together. It's really important that you allow that hair to get really nice and hot before you collapse it out the barrel. And then I also leave just a little bit of my ends because I like a straighter end. Something else to remember is the bigger the section you take, the bigger the curl is going to be. The smaller the section, the smaller the curl will be. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so now I have finished this first side. I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side, and then I'll come back and show you how I make them smooth and soft and wavy. Okay, so what I'm doing here with this front piece is I tend to get so flat right here at my root. So I'm gonna take my curling iron, I'm just gonna place it at the base of the hair and just kind of warm that hair up with the curling iron. What that's doing is it's kind of setting in some volume, which will help hold my curls a lot longer. So I do that first, and then I go away from my face. And the front pieces I usually keep in the heat the least amount of time because I like those more soft. Okay. So now while this side is setting in, I'm gonna go ahead and brush through this side. I'm just gonna use a wet brush. You can use pretty much any brush, like a vent brush works really good. You can use a boar bristle brush, would give you a lot more softness. But I'm not wanting to brush my curls out too much because I do want them to last me a couple of days. So I'm just gonna brush through, and you can see that wave pattern is starting to show up. And as long as you have the right products in there, like a lot of times people are scared to brush through their curls, but if you have the right products in there, those curls are not going anywhere. So make sure you're using really good products when you are curling your hair so that it'll last a couple of days. A lot of times I hear people say, oh, I just don't have time to do that. My opinion is I would much rather spend the time putting in product, blow drying my hair, and then styling it, because it's gonna save me time the rest of the week. Like, I hardly have to do anything to my hair. I won't have to wash it. So that is saving me like hours of time by spending an hour blow drying and curling my hair one day of the week. So to me, it's, you pick and choose what's best for you. That works for me. So using the right products is my foundation to make sure that I can have a style that will hold for 5-6 days. Okay, so the first product I'm gonna use after brushing it out is the Shimmer Shine. You just wanna kind of give this a swirl before spraying it. You don't need a lot, so I'm gonna do 3 sprays. And I'm gonna go ahead and spray this side before I brush it out. Okay, and then I'm gonna use the air style. So I use my knuckle to get it out. I'm gonna use about that much. You wanna rub it all through the hands. And this just like makes the curls super slick. It keeps all your flyaways down. So like up here, I have a lot of hairs that like to stick up. So I can just barely run this over and it pulls all those hairs down. So there we go. So now I'll brush through the other side since my curls have cooled. Okay, so now I'm going to use a little bit more air style. And there you can see just how glossy it makes that hair. And it gives those curls a little bit of definition as well. So it's just super pretty. It'll last me for several days, the air style will, so it's really nice as well. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna teach you is how to get some more volume at your root through teasing. So I'm gonna start on this side, and I just tease at the base. And it's always better to over tease than to under tease. So with the first section, I'm holding it nice and tight, straight up and down. The second section, I'm joining it together with the first section. And you can see how much volume that gives me. So what I'm looking for is to be able to shake out a good bit of the tease and still have a lot of volume there. So I'm just doing a little bit more in the back, joining the sections together. Okay, and then I'm just gonna shake it out a little bit. And then just brush, I'm using a comb, I'm just barely going over that top layer, because sometimes I do have a lot of little tiny hairs that are regrowing, and they want to stick straight up. So I'm going to show you how to use the air style for that, but I'm also just combing them down. Right, you can just grab a little bit more air style, just a tiny bit, And I'm just gonna lay those hairs down. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I hope you learned something today. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I'd always love to help anyone out there have better, healthier hair. Thanks so much. Bye.